Good day and welcome to another episode of Craf-T podcast, where we talk to influential people in the community about their talents. Mostly we talk to artists and activists. Today we're talking to artist Emily Tullock. I almost called you Tully.
It's okay.
Emily is a podcaster. You do a podcast,
I used to do a podcast, actually, so it's not inaccurate.
Yeah. Podcaster, producer, actor, writer, filmmaker, director, wrestler, and star finder. That's right. She finds stars.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hey, Emily. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good, thank you.
Good.
So I hear that you're working on a new project. I hear. We were there.
Yeah, you all were there.
We were all there.
Maybe we should quickly introduce ourselves.
Oh, yeah. So my name is Tamora Israel, and I'm a poet, writer, producer, podcaster, and other stuff.
Yeah. I'm Twizzle. An actor, producer.
Producer, yeah.
Co-host. We're lots of things here on Craf-T's. And there's...
we using our real names or our superhero names?
Our superhero names.
Okay, then I'm Tenacious.
Yes.
I'm Captain Tenacious.
Tully, you are working on a new project. It's a work comedy. Mm-hmm. Could you tell us a little bit about how it came to you and how far along in the season you are?
Yeah, so Channel 92 was kind of always something that actually Tenacious and I had joked about of writing a comedy show about our experiences and time working at a public access TV station. And it's just something like, we would have an interesting day at work and then we would be like, oh man, that would make like the best material ever for a TV show. And then so it was about June this year where I was like, this has just been living in my brain for so long that I just need to get it out. And so I was on a work trip and I came back to the hotel and I was just like, I opened my laptop and I'm like, this is it. I'm starting it. I'm doing it right now. So it takes place. There's about, I think, 6 main characters who work at a public access television station in a fake town called Madford. And it's pretty much just the antics that happens in their day-to-day lives of working in a interesting environment. So I wrote season 1, 6 episodes, and I've written all 6 of them. And then I was like, I just need to film the pilot, I think. So I was able to find the funding, get the crew and the cast together. And we filmed the pilot in September. And then Emily was one of the characters in it, Twizzle. She plays Olivia, head of the news department. And then, I have parts for everybody else in my life, like, Tamora and Jamie as well. I plan to cast all of my friends because they're all very talented. But it's in post-production now. It's about, the rough cut's done. It's probably about 75% edited. I just have to get off my butt and finish it and then hopefully have a premiere. And then I want to, ship it around and find funding for the rest of the 5 episodes and get the whole season 1 done. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's so awesome.
It is. As an actor yourself, because you're in it, right?
Yes, I am also in it. I forgot to mention that. I forgot I was in it. Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure I acted across you, but I could be wrong.
I totally forgot I was in it. That's awful.
So as an actor, director, producer, and writer, is there an artist you model yourself after or pull inspiration from and inspire to be like?
Yes. Tim Robinson is my muse. He used to write on SNL. He was a writer, and then he appeared sometimes in certain skits. But then he went on a few years ago to create his own show called I Think You Should Leave. It has 2 seasons. It's on Netflix. And the first time I watched it, I fell in love with this man platonically. Because he writes it, he produces it, and he acts in it. And his humor is very similar to mine. It's very weird and just like eccentric. And I was rewatching it. Like I rewatch it all the time. It's my favorite show. And it was rewatching it in the spring. And I was just like, God, I really want to have a show just like his show. And then that also helped inspire me to start writing Channel 92 because I was just like, I want to be like Tim Robinson so bad. So he's definitely my top go-to. And there's others, but I would say he's my muse for sure.
How long is each episode?
At the rough cut, it's at 27 minutes. It might be cut down maybe to 25, but I'm kind of aiming for that like office style or Parks and Rec Community where they're like, less than a half an hour.
Let's say you win an Emmy Award,
Whoa.
obviously, and you knew that you won the award ahead of time, but you can't make it. You can't make the award ceremony.
Yeah, that makes sense for me because I have social anxiety, so I probably wouldn't go.
Who would you send in your place to accept your award for you?
Oh, wow. Tim Robinson. I'm just kidding. Oh, my gosh. I mean, is it a cop-out to say I would probably pick my husband just because... because... well, for a few reasons. One, he's like the extrovert of our partnership. So he likes to do all the talking and he likes to guide me through parties and I can kind of stay behind him while he does all the talking. But then also, I mean, I literally could not have done the show without his support because there were times where I would literally be writing at the table for like 12 hours, the show, and I would neglect him like 100%. I wouldn't even want anything to do with him, not in a mean way, but in like, please do not bother me. So like 4th of July weekend, I disappeared. I was in the same house and he just didn't see me because I was just working and he was like nothing but supportive, bring me food, bring me coffee, check in on me, take care of the cats, do stuff in the house because like he understood, it's nothing personal. It's just like I have to get this out of my brain right now. And, I just probably couldn't do any of my art without him because I'll just randomly pick up and leave for a week for a work trip and be like, you're stuck with the 5 cats. You have to do all the grocery, like, bye, and I like won't even text him for days at a time because I'll be so busy. So I probably would send him in my place because he does all the talking for me. He knows what I would say, and he would enjoy it a lot more than me getting up in front of a bunch of people talking. So, yeah.
Well, when creativity strikes, you just have to you have to ride that, right? Because it's
it's like
if you
diarrhea.
wait too long,
it's literally diarrhea. Yeah. You have to go and get it out now.
When you got to go, you got to go.
Yeah.
And he understands that too because he's also an artist.
He's also an artist, so he's an illustrator. So he gets like, oh, I have this vision in my brain and I need to sit down and just draw it out, right? So he totally understands how art works.
What was each shoot day like?
I think I want to say that we had 2 shoot days, and I think that they went by really well. I had a lot of positive feedback from my cast members. Some of them
it was terrible.
Oh,
I kid. I kid.
Wow,
it was so
it's weird because Olivia gets murdered in the next episode, so she's not even in it anymore. You don't have to come to set. Just totally kidding. I had a few actors come up and be like, wow, that was the smoothest day I've ever had. Like there was no chaos. So, I owe that a lot to my assistant director too, Gabby Rawson. Her and I did the shooting schedule together, but it was really important to me that it was very structured what we were going to shoot and when, and that we stayed on track and that we had fun above all else. Like it's not going to be a perfect product, and I wasn't aiming for that at all. So, if the shot didn't come out exactly how I wanted to, whatever. Are you having fun in it? Great. That's all I care about. So I like to think that both of the shooting days went really well. I mean, there was no major hiccups, knock on wood. I got the shots that I really wanted, and then my camera people, my DPs helped me when I didn't really know what I wanted for certain scenes. They stepped in and were like, oh, it'd be cool if we did this or this and this. So I think it went well.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Just while we're still on that topic, the Instagram handle is channel92_the show.
Thank you.
Channel92 _ the show.
Go follow it. I still try to update it when I get more BTS shots or anything like that. Any updates?
Yeah.
The stills that I've taken from episode 1 and put on Instagram really kind of highlight the kind of show it's going to be if you were on set of just the shit, if I can swear.
You can say whatever the fuck you want.
Okay, good. The shit that happens in the story. So
And there was food.
There was food.
Yeah.
Of course, I had to feed people.
Gotta feed people.
That's the way to their heart.
And stipends.
Yeah,
Which is so cool.
It was. I was not going to do this show unless I could pay my cast and crew, because everybody's an artist and they come with a certain skill set, and everybody deserves to be paid. Or even if you don't have a skill set, but you're willing to come out on set and stand around and do some grunt work, I just fully believe that people deserve to be paid.
Absolutely.
For it. So. yeah, that was important to me.
Not to throw our mutual friend Darby under the bus, but he paid us, I
snap.
think, in pizza and beer.
Pizza, yeah.
Yes.
It's usually pizza, which
you-
is fine. You know, no judgment, but
You have
I'll take
other
the pizza.
projects besides Channel 92. We know that. You're always around filming and acting and directing and teaching and doing everything you do. So if you had a chance to have one of your projects be on any streaming service, for example, Hulu, Netflix, HBO, Stars, Amazon, what would it be and why? Or would you even take it?
yeah, that's tricky because I don't know the answer at this moment.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, because I
Don't
like
answer that.
I like to stay in the indie scene. I think even if I was offered like a Netflix deal, like, oh my God, Emily, like Channel 92 is going to be on Netflix now. Like, obviously I don't know what I would do in that situation, but I feel like I would say I'd rather keep it on the indie level, keep my cast and crew up in the budget, you know, the production level of it, because Hollywood is probably really great, but I don't think it's where I want to be because I don't know. I just like to assume that it's less creative in Hollywood. It's probably more backbreaking, longer hours, more stress, like harsher deadlines. I just feel like the indie circuit, you know, it's a lot more people doing this out of passion, which is why a lot of us don't even get paid because the budgets are so low. But yeah, I don't. So you asked what project I would.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one that I have written that I haven't finished, and it's called Trixie and the Stuffed Cat, and it's about a homeschooled high school girl. It's a slice of life who finds a stuffed animal at a tag sale who comes to life and talks to her, but it's really to get her through her social anxiety. And then along the way, she meets other friends and she learns how to be in the world. I mean, this poor girl didn't even know what her period was. Like when she got, that's how the script starts out. So I would love to give that to Hollywood because I feel like they could, like kind of how, was it Bo Burnham did 8th grade, like similar to that. So I'd love to pass that script. But I would definitely keep Channel 92 as my baby, you know, because I wouldn't want anybody to have their hands on it because that was very much my real life. It's very autobiographical. So I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, would you hand it over to like HBO, who does like the more edgy, I guess, style shows?
Yeah.
Or would you keep it more PG, like on the Netflix level?
Yeah, I would give it to Elijah Wood because Elijah Wood actually, I don't know if he really funds a lot of indie movies. I don't know if he does a lot of acting, but what he does now is he has a production company where he gives people, like, he reads their scripts and gives them the money so they can make their movies. I would give it to Elijah Wood because he would find a really good indie director to kind of capture because the world is very quirky and eccentric. That's what the character is. That's what all the characters in it are. So I think I would give it to him and not Netflix or HBO.
I could see, because you like horror films and thrillers and whatnot, like I could see you writing material for Shudder, for example.
Oh, I would love to. I have written a feature-length horror that, you know, I would love to get made. So I would love to work with Shudder. Yeah, that would be so cool.
I could see you A24.
A24.
Marcel Michelle was on A24. It sounds like Trixie can also
That's
be.
true. Yeah. Oh, that's so true. Okay. All right. I'll hit them up. See what they say.
So if you were given a chance to time travel 10 years at a time, would you rather visit yourself 10 years ago or 10 years in the future?
10 years ago. And because 10 years ago, I was 20. And I felt like I was a really lost soul, as most 20-year-olds, I'm assuming, are. I was really afraid to take chances, to do anything outside of my comfort zone. And I feel like I could have gotten and broken into the film industry so much sooner. But, you know, it took me turning, I don't know, like 26 to really feel comfortable and confident in doing that. And even still, like, this year is when I really have taken plunges and risks. So I would love to go back to 20-year-old Emily and kind of shake her and say, hey, you know, like, but then again, it's hard because then I wouldn't be in the same situation. My life would be completely different had I done that too. So I am grateful for the experiences that I've had and the time it took me to get where I am now and where I am going. So
That's a good answer.
I probably wouldn't have gone to college because I really hated that debt. Like, as much as I love theater school, like
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. To learn how to breathe. Like,
yeah,
I
know. To learn how to cry.
How to be a cat.
It's so
how
true.
To be a tree.
Oh my God. To learn how to do warm-ups. Like
confront your deepest, darkest thought processes at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Oh yeah. So true. It's traumatizing when you think of it that way, the things we went through.
Yeah.
And then we did it just like, oh, this is life. This is
like,
fine.
this is normal.
Yeah, I'm paying a lot of money to be here, and this is what we're doing.
No, this is fine. I am racked with anxiety, but this is how it's supposed to feel.
Yep.
Yeah, I think all good actors are supposed to have a lot of anxiety.
I think all good actors aren't mentally there.
Yes, that's the key to it.
I'm an actor. I will.
I think so. We have screws loose. Yes. That's what helps us take on other personas. Yeah. I believe that. Firm believer.
That being said, what is your favorite genre to act? Is it different than your favorite genre to write and produce and direct, or they all coincide?
That's great. That's a great question. My favorite genre to write and produce and direct and probably act in is comedy. I'm just really comfortable doing physical comedy. I do improv. I teach improv. Like, that's where I feel like I'm the most comfortable. But my favorite genre overall, because I'm a huge movie buff, is horror. Like, Tenacious knows I am obsessed with horror. Inside, like, read, watch. I've played video games, everything. And so this year, that's why I was like, I'm going to write a horror movie. And so I did, because I was like, if it's my favorite genre, I have to at least, like, write in it. So I don't know if I'm going to have any fun acting in it. I've certainly always wanted to do horror movies, like be a scream queen or like get tortured in a movie. Like, I think that would be so fun, right? I just like, I don't know, put me in a sod trap and like have me get out. But yeah, comedy and horror are like my two favorite. I don't love drama and being like acting in a drama or writing drama, but I'll do it. It's just, I don't know, I like bigger than life things, like things that are absurd. Like when I'm watching a movie or if I'm writing or acting in something, I want it to not mimic life, and I feel like life can be really sad like a lot of the time, so I want to get away from that as escapism, so yeah.
What in your estimation is the scariest movie ever made?
Oh man, that's hard because I watch so many horror movies. But you know what? Without even thinking about it, I'll say The Exorcist. I watched that when I was like 7, and to this day, I think it would probably still scare me.
The original Exorcist.
Yeah, yeah. I just truly think that was a masterpiece for a lot of reasons.
So Tully, you do so many things. You're a producer, actor, writer, filmmaker, director, wrestler.
I mean, am I though? Like that was a brief stint, but yeah,
it's one of my favorite parts.
Thank you. It was a very brief stint, but thank you.
You're welcome. What is one thing about your talent that impresses you?
I guess one thing about my talent that impresses me is that I'm very able to overcome things that scare me. Because like I've mentioned before, I grapple with like crippling social anxiety, like going to parties, I want to just die, right? But then I'm able to go out on stage and do improv or, take on an entire production myself, or just jump into things that I've never done before, maybe on set, but, prove that I can do it because I just love taking risks. So I guess resilience has always I'm like, oh wow, I did that. Thank you, Emily.
So you purposefully expose yourself to like a horrific experience.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you're the final girl of your own life.
Yeah, I would definitely exposure therapy, I think it's called, but like it has yet to work because I still have crippling social anxiety, so it's never really helped. But I'll still do it because I know at the end of the day, it's like you're going to be okay, Emily. You're going to get through this. You're going to probably do a good job, or if anything, you're going to learn something. So. Yeah.
So the movie of your life has many sequels.
Yeah. We're on 4 14, 15. Budget's getting lower every time. Production quality's gone down. Yeah, the cast is awful.
Yeah, now you're directed to video. You're red box.
Yeah. Nobody watches. I got like 1 star on IMDb. It's okay.
What do you think you learned the resilience part? Like, where do you think that comes from?
I just from doing, I guess, because I do it over and over and over again. You know, I love just jumping into things that terrify me. And because I know that they always pay off in some way, whether it's, oh, well, I got this another opportunity, or I learned this skill set from it, or, oh, wow, I kind of really fucked that up, but I learned from it. So I think it's just knowing that I'll be okay and that I'm going to grow from it. I'm a person who really thrives with like change and growth. I don't like staying stagnant. Like don't like living in the same place or like doing the same job for too long, which is why I love working on set, because it's like different every day just about. So I think that's where it comes from.
And I mean, this industry is all about taking the plunge. So
you have to. I mean, you won't survive if you play safe. You really have to. I mean,
Jump in.
Yeah. I mean, I had worked an office job for so long until March of this year, and I quit a financially secure 9-to-5 job with benefits to become a freelancer. And that's terrifying because I have a mortgage and a partner and 5 cats that depend on me. So like that was the scariest thing I have done in a long time, but it has paid off in ways that I could not have imagined. Yeah, it was like a really beautiful experience. And it's not for everyone, which is why, like, you know, my husband tends to be a little bit more like, he doesn't like to take those risks. And I'm like, I admire that. I wish I had your brain, because I feel like I'm always needing to do something crazy all the time to like keep up with myself, like skydiving and then like swimming with sharks and like, you know what I mean?
Are those things you've done?
No, I would never. I'm actually terrified of heights, but I'm saying like, I feel like I always need to up in the ante with myself. So I admire anybody who doesn't feel like they need to do that to live every day.
Sure.
You know?
But definitely is very helpful, you know, to be ready to be adaptable on a movie set.
Yeah.
Because, you know, things happen. I mean, anything from like a technical problem with the camera, or just like having a new idea on the set, and like you suddenly know a different way you want to direct a scene, or to, you know, shoot it from a different angle.
Right.
So that adaptability is definitely a boon on any movie set.
Yeah, everybody who works on a set has to have that. Whether you're in front of the camera, behind the camera, you have to be able to be quick on your feet and problem solve. And when things go wrong, because they'll always go wrong, no matter what it is, you need to be okay with it and be able to deal with it in a productive way.
Yep. And believe in your crew and have faith in them, and they need to have faith in you, and with the actors and all that. It is like, I mean, there are very toxic sets that I've been on, but there've been very wonderful productions, both like, you know, in theater and television and in movies. And like, I wouldn't trade those experiences for anything.
Right.
They are unique.
Yeah, definitely.
Because in what other circumstances are you working with like that many people on a specific project?
Yeah,
right?
like one vision. You're all of these people and there's one vision, and you're like working 12 hours, you know, morning, noon, and night with these people. It's actually really beautiful.
Yeah. And
even
like,
if you want to kill them. You know?
And so many specialists. So, you know, you have the boom operator, and you have the camera operator, and you have the actors, and the director, the assistant director, and all that. And you're all individually skilled in wonderful ways, and you're all working towards one project with one unique vision. It's just an amazing thing to be a part of.
Absolutely.
Is there a specific job on set, like other than director, that you really enjoy doing?
I like acting. Yeah, for sure. I would say acting is my number one passion. Then, directing. I like assistant directing, too. I've done that a lot this year. I find that it's really fun. It's more of the businessy side, you know, trying to keep the set going and interacting with, like, the talent and the crew, whereas, like, the director's more of the creative vision. But, like, you know, you really need a good AD to have a successful set. So I like ADing, but honestly, there's like not one job I've ever done on set that I didn't like. Like I've done audio, like I've boomed things before. I really liked that. I've helped with lighting, and that's something I'd really love to get more into. I kind of love it all. Psycho like that. I just want to be on set all the time.
Well, as a director, though, you need to know like how each department works and how each individual crew member how they're essential to the production. And of course, you being the writer, you know all the characters. So you know their basic psychology. So if the actor has to ask you, like, what would my character do in this circumstance? You know the greater picture already, because you're probably thinking like, several episodes, if not the entire season. Like that's all in your head, if not completely written out, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think directing is probably the most emotionally, mentally draining role that I've experienced on set, because everybody's coming to you. Everybody wants like, oh, how's this look? Or am I doing okay? Or like, oh, this lighting, it looks weird. Can we fit? Like everybody's coming to, because it's your vision, right? So it's a really stressful position to be in and very draining, but also really fun because you're kind of steering the vision of it all.
Have you directed something that you haven't written? Yeah.
Theater. For theater, yes. There was quite a few plays. Actually, Tenacious was in one of the Feathers and Teeth. That was 18 or 19 at the Geyer Art Barn. It was a horror play. That was really fun.
It was really fun to watch.
Yeah, oh good. I'm glad.
One of the Cape Cod Times favorite plays of all Cape Cod.
Oh, wow. I didn't remember that.
Yeah, we were in the newspaper.
Nice.
That was fun. Yeah.
Did that make it more challenging because it wasn't you didn't write it? So.
Yes, because you have to do so much more research of like, picking out everybody's motivation, figuring out that and the scene beats and the plot and their internal and external motivations and stuff. Whereas with Channel 92, I already knew all that because I wrote the characters, So if a character was struggling or an actor was struggling, I could answer like, oh, that's why I wrote so-and-so like this. Like, let me help you through that. So definitely harder to not to direct something that you haven't written before, I think.
Well, the material in Feathers and Teeth was solid because that's the writer of Encanto.
What, really?
Yeah.
Surprise.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Charlize Castro-Smith, right?
Yeah. She wrote Encanto? Oh my God, that's incredible.
Love that movie. Who cried?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Many times.
Just ugly crying.
Every time I watch it.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. You've had so many different jobs and been in different situations. Have you ever been in a situation where you weren't prepared for and then you made that shit work? Like, has that ever happened?
Yeah, I think when I started assistant directing earlier this year on sets for one of my jobs for The Negotiators, I was definitely like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know how to call out the scene numbers or interact with the cast or crew members or like these talent releases that I have to get signed. Like, I don't even know what they mean. Like, I definitely felt very overwhelmed. But yeah, I worked through it. I had really wonderful support from everybody working around me. And, I just do like, all right, just act confident. If anything, if you're feeling like you don't know what you're doing, just fake it.
Fake it till you make it.
Yes. Fake it till you make it.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for this week. All the words just left my face. Emily, could you tell everyone where to find you and where to find your newest projects?
Yeah. You guys really only follow me on Instagram. Like, that's really all I use. Brazen Brizongo. That's my handle on Instagram. You can follow me, or you can look me up, Emily Tullock, on Facebook. I just don't really use Facebook. And then my YouTube channel, I don't want to promote that yet because it's like ugly right now, but eventually it'll look better.
And you can find Channel 92 at channel 92_ the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Twizzle. Yes, go follow that because I love to update that.
And you can see she will post from her personal account also. So you can be able to find Brazen Bango through Channel 92.
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
You guys have a great night. Remember, hurt people, so keep an eye on your pain.
Stay safe, Godspeed, and we'll see you next time.
Deuces.